Yo, what's going on, y'all? Welcome back to Plainly Bitcoin, the channel where I educate you guys on Bitcoin and crypto. Just educate you guys. Just not financial advice. Just giving you guys info that you're not gonna hear on the traditional media or on Instagram. Or on, it's hard to find if you're not really looking for stuff like crypto. It's not gonna be in your algorithm if you don't know how to, if you don't search it. Like, you have to search this stuff every day for stuff to start popping up on your feed, like really good quality stuff. So that stuff pops up on my feed, so I come and feed and then give it to you guys. Today I want to talk about XRP because pretty much everybody knows Bitcoin now. Everybody knows about Bitcoin. Pretty much everybody. You walk down the street and you ask someone what Bitcoin is, they be like they heard of it. They might not know what it is, but they heard of it. So Bitcoin is already out there. People don't know that it's a good investment, but they're gonna know before something like XRP or Ethereum. But Bitcoin is one. It's worldwide now. Everybody knows about it. But there's other ones, Ethereum, XRP. They have real utility. And on the media, I know in the future they're gonna be bashing, or they're just not gonna educate you guys on crypto. So you're really not gonna know like what's good and what's not. They're just gonna, they like to pump fear into you guys, into us. They like to pump fear. That's just what gets the clicks, the clickbait. It's just, the most horrible story gets all the views because people just, I don't know. That's just how we are. So people are never really gonna know how valuable crypto actually is. They're just gonna be like, oh, it's a gamble, all this meme coins. But no, there's actually real companies out here that are solving real problems, and they just are not talking about them enough. So I like to shed light on ones that actually have real utility, real value, bringing something to the table to make the world a better place. And this is just a natural progression. Like, we have Bitcoin as digital gold. The transactions are slow. You can only do 7 transactions per second, but we trade. We that's okay because it's giving us security. It's giving the Bitcoin is giving us something unique. So there's $450 trillion in the world. Transactions need to be processed. So many transactions go through, millions, billions probably. Transactions go through every day. That can't go. That can't be Bitcoin. Bitcoin can't be that. That's where things like Ripple and Ethereum come in. XRP does like 1,500 transactions per second. They've been working with banks for more than 10 years. They fought the SEC and won when no other cryptocurrency would or could afford. XRP and Ripple fought the SEC, the US SEC, and won. That's what you want when you invest in a company. That's what you want. You can't ask for any more than that. You just can't. You can't ask any more. Like, they're doing everything that you would want to see in the company that you own. That's what you would want to see. That's what kind of fight that you want to see. That's what kind of conviction that you would want to see. And you want to see stuff like this. Let's get into the article. Ripple buys corporate treasury management company G Treasury for $1 billion. G Treasury is Ripple's third business acquisition in 2025, part of an expansion strategy that includes traditional financial companies and digital asset projects alike. Ripple acquired corporate treasury management company G Treasury for $1 billion as part of a business acquisition strategy to expand its operations. The deal gives Ripple infrastructure to manage digital assets held in corporate treasuries, including stablecoins and tokenized deposits, which can be used to generate yield for clients, according to a Thursday announcement. Man, this is just music to my ears, dog. G Treasury's corporate treasury management tools, alongside Ripple's suite of blockchain rails, allows the funds to be accessed 24/7 and sent with near instant settlement in cross-border transactions, Brad Garlinghouse, CEO of Ripple, said. For too long, money has been stuck in slow, outdated systems and infrastructure, causing unnecessary delays, high costs, and roadblocks to entering new markets. Solving real problems that blockchain technologies are ideally suited to solve. Here's a little tweet right there. This is so great. Oh man, I remember back in the day, like 8 years ago when I first got in, or like, and then when I got in 3 years in, I was doing research. I was like, man, this is crazy. I was like, I wonder how this is gonna fold out. Like, how is this gonna unfold, man? And I've just been so happy to 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 follow the narrative that is cryptocurrencies, man. These stories, man, have brought so much light to my life. Man, crypto has changed my life, and crypto is so exciting to me. The acquisition of G Treasuries marks Ripple's third acquisition in 2025, including the 1.2 billion purchase of Hidden Road, a prime brokerage company, and stablecoin platform Rail. Both acquisitions highlight the growing relationship between traditional and digital finance. Ripple expands services in a bid to challenge Swift. Ripple continues to ink partnerships with traditional financial companies and digital asset projects alike, committing to several deals in September and October. The Bank of Argentina, a banking institution from Spain, signed an agreement with Ripple in September, designating the company's custodian for digital assets held on behalf of institutional clients. Asset manager Franklin Templeton, DBS Bank, and Ripple signed a memorandum of understanding in September to launch tokenized trading services on the XRP ledger built on stablecoin and tokenization money market funds. The partnership explores strategies for fund managers to shift between stablecoins and riskier digital assets to manage volatility and down risk while maximizing yield-bearing opportunities. Ripple partnered with Bahrain FinTech Bay in October to offer digital asset custody services and integrate the RLUSD peg stablecoin into the country's digital asset ecosystem. The BFB is a public-private partnership between the government of Bahrain and tech companies focused on incubating financial technology startups. Ripple's acquisitions and partnerships are part of the company's broader effort to challenged the SWIFT interbank messaging system, the standard protocol used by the world's financial institutions to shift money around the world. So I thought they was working with Swift, but I don't know. I guess they're challenged. I guess maybe I don't know what's going on with Swift and Ripple. I don't know. I don't know if they're rivals or what. We're gonna have to see how that plays out because I know Swift has been around for a while. I thought they were working together. I really don't know what's going on right now, but what I do know is a lot of people are mad about altcoin season's not here, but one altcoin that is up 10x in the last year is XRP. XRP is up 10x in the last year. Not too many altcoins could say that, especially the ones where the blue chip ones, the one we can call blue chip, when Avalanche, Algo, whatever ones you could think about, they're not up 10x. XRP is up 10x, and it's an altcoin. It's supposedly saying we have more room to run, but XRP has already 10x'd. It went up with Bitcoin and Ethereum. The first leg up earlier this year, last year when Trump took office, XRP ran up when Bitcoin did. They ran up at different times, but in that the last 6 months, 9 months to a year, XRP has been a part of that leg up. So I'm just saying that to say XRP is here to stay. Y'all should look at XRP as an investment. This is not financial advice. But if you want to find something safe that has utility and is cheap, XRP is your investment. You don't have to look too far. Did I read all this article? I think that's gonna do it for this video, y'all. You guys gotta invest. If you want to get out the rat race, you have to get out. You have to invest at this point, especially if you don't have no education. You got to get educated on something. You can't keep your money in a savings account. You guys have to listen to channels like Anthony Papagliano. I'm just gonna name that one because that's the best one. Anthony Papagliano. He really explains to you. He knows he's had to explain that he just knows how to explain macro stuff, and he knows how to explain about economists, economist type things, talking about how this is different. Stocks and stuff are going to be going up forever because they're not going to stop printing money. Like, them printing money is a big deal. China, India is using the Chinese yuan to buy oil now. They're not using the US dollar anymore. The US dollar does not have people to sell their treasury bonds to or whatever. It's a wrap for that. And that is so bad for the US dollar. That's another reason why the US dollar, the government, they have to embrace crypto and stable coins, because these stablecoin companies are making so much money and they need dollars so they could fund their business, and they need dollars, so why not just buy treasury bonds? It's a win-win situation. Nobody wants to see the whole world collapse, so they're gonna do what they're gonna help. They make all this money, and they're gonna be buying treasury bonds now. They're gonna be buying bonds and treasury assets or whatever. So the U.S. is lucky in a way that, thank God we have crypto. Thank God we have crypto there, so they could buy our treasury bonds, so we could have some more time to figure this out, because we are in a bad place with this debt. 37 trillion is a big number, and we're running our country on debt. So you guys have to start thinking about this, y'all. Like, if you guys have to want to give yourself a chance. Just give you a chance. Give yourself a chance to live in a good life. This is not financial advice, y'all. This is only for education and informational purposes. Hit that like button, click that subscribe button. Man, share this. Talk about Bitcoin, man. Let's empower. Let's come together. Let's empower each other, dog. And just live a good life. Thank you for listening, y'all. And I'm out. Peace.